Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build what I call a forgotten altar. Now, this is basically just, it's kind of similar to just a bronze statue with a collection bowl, but I mean, you can build this however you want. This is just the basic idea as, an example, I guess. but damn it. Sorry, I'm getting tickled at something for some reason. But, maybe it's because I keep failing at this recording. But, anyway. Basically, I wanted something for an upcoming game that I needed in a hurry, and I needed it simple, and it just needed to look like, it was malevolent in some way, and it had been just forgotten to time. Like, it just, it's been left somewhere, it's starting to rust. It's starting to rust and get all, like it's been just left to the elements and just, forgotten. Hence, forgotten altar. I was originally going to call it a blood altar, but there's no blood on it. So, because I wanted it to be used for multiple uses instead of just like, well, that's blood. But anyway, enough of my rambling. We're going to roll onto the table, and hopefully you guys can get a use out of this video, and hopefully I can get better at doing this. Oh well, let's roll! Now.
Alright everybody, now to start off this project we're going to need some of these skeletons from the Dollar General. I've seen people use these as giant miniatures, but I've seen in the reviews that like sometimes the paint doesn't really stick too well to these. For some reason the plastic just isn't that good for it, but I think the way that we use them in this video, the paint should stay on them pretty good. Another thing we're going to need is this little plastic ball here. Now this came out of one of those little like rubber bouncy toys that when you bounce it the ball inside starts glowing and flashing. My nephew decided to gut the toy, and this was all that was left, so I just took all the glowing blinking parts out of it and just kept the shell. We're just gonna pop that right in half, which not too hard seeing as how it was already halfway there anyway. And we're gonna use the side that is actually cracked and chipped away, that way it looks a little bit older. And we're going to take a pair of flush cutters and we're gonna cut off all the little, try to cut off all the little nubs on the inside, make it look a little less, obvious as to what it is. Now that we're gonna take these three skeletons here, they look relatively close enough to what, it's similar to one another, so they'll work the best for this. We're just gonna cut off their arms and legs and get them as similar to one another as possible. Then we're gonna take a pen cap, we're gonna cut it down to the right size, the right length, and cut off the little spike part at the end. Then we're just gonna glue them together like so. Use a little bit of E6000. You're gonna want to sand up the areas a little bit, so that way the glue has a little something extra to grab onto. I didn't use hot glue in this craft because I didn't want an overflow of glue sticking out. Like I didn't really want to try and paint it up to where it looked like welding lines or anything like that, or just look like a blobby mess. And after we have it, the glue is set and dried, we're going to glue the bowl piece. And yes, the bowl part, it is a little bit big compared to miniatures, but if you're gonna do human sacrifice, you're gonna need a big bowl. But after we get it glued on there and it's nice and sturdy, we're gonna take it out back and we're gonna prime it in black. And then we're going to use the Black Magic Craft way of painting bronze statues. I'm definitely going to put a link down below to that video because it is an awesome tutorial and it has really good results. I didn't have the original paints that he uses in his video, but I started off with a light brown, then I brushed on bronze once that was dry. Then on top of that I dry brushed a little bit of gold to bring out the edges. After the dry brushing, I took a Agrex Earthshade and I gave it a brown wash to make it look a little more old and dingy.
Alright, one thing I want to point out at this point is the first time I did the wash on this, for the rust and everything, it was too watery. it didn't have enough paint in it actually, so it basically was just rubbing. I was basically just throwing soapy green water on top of it, and it was just messing up the original washes from the egg reactor shade and everything. And luckily, I was able to save it though. The second wash I did was better. It was of a better consistency, but it was just slightly not watery enough, just ever so slightly. So it did stick well, but it kind of stuck a little too well, as you can probably see in these stills that I'm going to show. But I'm still happy with it. The dry brushing of the original copper color, it really brought it back around, and I think it looks good. I think it looks the part, and hopefully hopefully my players will enjoy it, and we'll have a good old time.
Here's a picture of what it looks like when I finally got the rust washed correctly, which was a kind of a turquoise and a bright lime green combination. You have to just kind of mix and match and see which works best, and I think it came out really well.
Alright, everybody, that's how I built my forgotten altar. I hope you guys find this useful and can use it in your crafts in some way. You know, if you build anything like this, feel free to tell me down below. If you have any suggestions, also tell me, because, like I said in one of my other previous videos, I need to steal some ideas. But I'm gonna leave a link in the description below for Black Magic Crafts video for painting bronze statues, because that was a very crucial thing to this. It brought it full circle and took my crappy paint job to make it actually look good. But if you'd like to see other things I've got, all the social media stuff's down below in it, and never mind, my brain has just decided to stop. Like this video probably needs to. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.